This week's What the Tech video, I'm going to take a look at the new Google Earth. So Google has just released the new version of Google Earth, and this time, for the first time, it is a fully web-based application, which means that it'll run in Google Chrome, and also means that you can use it on more devices than was possible before. So I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to kind of do a quick overview, kind of show you some of the features, especially some of the new features that are built in, and we'll go from there. So here we are at the new Google Earth. It's earth.google.com/web. And as you can see here, we're at the zoomed out view. This is what you'll first see when you come to the page. I also want to point out, because it is web-based, it does have quite a bit of demand on the Wi-Fi, especially if you're on Wi-Fi. So be patient for it to load. And if you are planning to do this with a full group of students, just make sure that you prep them, and just make sure you take some time, let everything load, let everything kind of catch up. So like I said, I'm going to go through a quick overview of everything. We're going to start over here on the left hand side with some of the options, and then we're going to jump down to the lower right hand corner and talk about some of the features down there as well. So first thing up at the top, you have the hamburger menu, and this gives you some of the information about your account and what you are signed in as. So I'm signed in here. You also have some of the major features like search, Voyager, My Places. You also can adjust the map style as well as a few other settings things. I would encourage you to check out the map style and the settings and pick what works best for you. If you are doing this with a class of students, you may want to check out the settings as a group and reduce some of the demand that this might be putting on the Wi-Fi access point as well. A lot of these features, including search, Voyager, and My Places, are also all available out here. So right here we have the search option. That'll open up, and you can go ahead and type in any location, including a lot of landmarks as well. So I typed in Ogden, and here we are now zooming into Ogden. You'll also notice it gives you a brief overview of the location that you've picked. Gives you a little bit of information there. I also want to point out right here, so I typed in Ogden. We can see this here. I can zoom in from this point, but also here in the point over here, I can bookmark this and save this under My Places. So if I click on that, it'll add it to My Places. You can see I've already done that once, so it's there twice now, but it's now saved, so it's a location that I might come back to often, which is kind of useful. So that's saved here under My Places, and I know I kind of skipped ahead there. We move past two options that are over here. The first one is Voyager, and this is actually one of the very neat new features. So Google has put together some, I guess, programs is a way to think of it, kind of some pieces of information that have been tied together, stories, if you will. And so you can scroll through these. You can filter a little bit up here at the top, depending on what you're looking for, but you can pick one of these. So I'm going to go ahead here and click on the first one. This is going to bring me to some preset locations. So it gives me an overview of this voyage. We can click dive in, and that'll actually take me to some of the locations. There's a lot of text, sometimes videos, sometimes different media that's embedded in this. So here we are. We've got the first location over here. So it's taking me into the street view of this, and so I can click and drag and take a look at any of the the location that I'm in. I can also scroll through over here and kind of look at some of the text that's involved in this, as well as some other preset photos, sometimes videos and things as well. When I'm done with this particular location, I can use the navigation buttons down here and move to the next location. Google Earth will zoom out, zoom back in, and here we are at the next location. Again, street view, so I can drag around in this field over here, and I can kind of see all of this. You can also use some of these arrows to jump around and move through the location and get the full street view experience. So this one right here, this particular voyage, has 7 different locations. You can sort through these as a teacher and find some that maybe fit with your core. That could have to do with history or language arts or science, even math. or a lot of our CTE subjects, chances are there's a location that fits with what you're teaching. So check out the voyages that are available. There's a lot of great information there and a lot of great educational uses for those. Moving along here, the next option is I'm feeling lucky. That has that you'll see that a lot through the Google world. You can click on this and it'll kind of take you out to a place automatically, which can be kind of neat. We already talked about the bookmarks, the My Places. Again, I can click on these and I'm going to zoom out to Ogden here. Let me exit out of this voyage that's going on here. And here we are back at Ogden now. So I'm going to use this location to kind of take us through some of the options in the lower right-hand corner here. So you do have plus and minus here. A mouse wheel will also scroll through those, but if you're on a mobile device that doesn't have a mouse, you may want to use these. Starting down here in the bottom corner, you've got kind of the compass view to kind of show you which direction you're facing. You can also get 3D views, so I'm going to go ahead and click 3D. That's going to zoom me in just a little bit and change my orientation. And you'll notice you get a 3D view here of the mountains. As I zoom in, I also retain that 3D view. You can click and drag. This would be great for a lot of landforms and things like that. Also, a lot of big cities, you can also get kind of the 3D view of some of the objects in that city. So you can see as it's rendering here, as we zoom into downtown Ogden, you can see some of those buildings, and they're not just two-dimensional, they are three-dimensional. Also at this level, we can get street view. We kind of saw that in the voyages, but I can go ahead and grab the street view guy, and you'll notice blue lines light up here where I can place him. So I can check out here, I can go right downtown, and I'm going to go ahead and drop him right here. And it'll take just a second. He'll zoom in. So here I am right here at the amphitheater downtown. I can scroll around, see the full street view. You can do this on any of the street view available places, and you can check that out. And then the final option here is fly to your location. So I'm going to click on that. I'm at the district office now, and you can see here I am at the PDC building as that renders. One other tool down here in the corner is the map right here. So you can see I can actually drag around on the globe, and this will also kind of navigate me a little bit. It'll kind of give me a window into whatever I'm looking at. So if you need to move around the globe quickly, this will allow that to happen. So there are a lot of applications. I've really just given a brief overview of this today. But think about how you can use this with not just presenting up in front of class, but also how you could use this, have your students get involved in doing this type of experience as well. Great immersive experience, gives them a little bit more authentic opportunity to access the core that we're trying to teach them, all through the new Google Earth, which is web-based.